referendum passes, what specific changes would be brought to the Constitution, and why are they being presented as such an existential transformation for Turkey?
Ivan, thank you for having me. Essentially, this would change the parliamentary system, which, frankly, most democracies in the world have, with the parliament choosing an entire government, including a prime minister, with a system quite similar to the United States system, with the public independently electing a president for a fixed term of 5 years. That means that the president might be from one party, and because the presidents are now political leaders, so they can lead a party, again as in the United States, and the parliament can be from a different party or a different set of parties. So you introduce the idea that the president has certain powers and the parliament has different powers. It won't be unified as it is in most parliamentary systems with the nod going to the parliament. So in and of itself, it's not democratic, but it's a different kind of system. Erdogan's argument is it gives the president in his or her role stability, because it's a 5-year term that can't change. The opponents say, no, this gives one man who's shown very authoritarian tendencies, President Erdogan, the chance to further dig in as the president of Turkey, perhaps to 2029.
And the argument that it brings stability is interesting when you consider that Erdogan and his party have been in power since 2002, pretty much uninterrupted all that time. They have not been troubled by instability with coalition governments. Ambassador, I'm sure you've met face-to-face on several occasions, at least, with now President Erdogan. What do you think is motivating him to make this major change?
No, I know him fairly well. First of all, he sees himself as the equivalent of the founder of the modern Turkish Republic, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the father of the Turks in the 1920s. And he sees himself taking Turkey in a different direction, frankly, a direction back to its more Islamic roots, while still preserving at least some of the institutions of a democratic state. It's a hard balance to do. He's been able to do this by, as Becky Anderson reported, an extraordinary infrastructure and economic development program that's turned Turkey into the 18th largest economy in the world. That's where much of his support comes from. But some of it also comes from support from conservative voters who basically like his more Islamic tint to policy.
Ambassador, there's a joke going around in some circles in Turkey, it's rather morbid, that says we're now being given a democratic option for killing off what's left of our democracy. Where do you think that fear comes from?
Well, it comes not from the changes to the Constitution. As I said, they're not very different than that of the United States Constitution. Rather, it comes from the way that President Erdogan has carried out his office, the relentless campaign against the media, the relentless campaign against those who oppose him, the very harsh tone of his rhetoric, and finally, his attempt to co-opt institutions that might provide a balance of power, might provide a pluralistic approach to politics. And this is what troubles many people both inside Turkey. It's fueling the no vote, and it troubles many of us outside of Turkey.